Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day as always. We have a lot of stimulus updates, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So the Senate released the details for the $908 billion stimulus package. And keep in mind, this is the one that Nancy Pelosi, the highest ranking Democratic senator, also supports this plan. However, Republican Senator Mitch McConnell is still not on board, and he is not showing his full support for this plan. McConnell gave a speech on the Senate floor on Monday where he really highlighted the importance of getting some sort of stimulus bill passed before they leave for vacation, which, keep in mind, is December 18th. He did speak about the urgency of striking a deal before they leave for vacation. However, after his speech, he actually refused to answer any questions regarding the plan, and he just walked off the Senate floor. So currently, the plan is to separate the stimulus deal into two separate parts. So the first part is the $160 billion stimulus deal, which will go towards funding state and local governments and will serve as business legal liability protection, and this is going to be passed somewhere late December, hopefully before vacation, or early January. The second part is the $748 billion stimulus deal, which goes towards direct relief for the American people. This one includes an extension of the eviction protection for 1 month until January 31st. It also includes $16 billion for vaccine distribution, administration, and testing, which is a lot more than the $6 billion which is required. It also includes an $82 billion funding for schools. Keep in mind this has been cut in half because the school year is almost halfway over. Additionally, the extension for student loans will remain interest-free and in forbearance until April 1st of 2021. Finally, there's going to be the extension of federal unemployment benefits for 16 weeks for $300 per week starting December 31st. So if you're already unemployed, that won't apply until December 31st. And keep in mind, this stimulus package does not include a stimulus check. Okay, I repeat, this stimulus package does not include a stimulus check. What does this mean? Over 125 million Americans who need aid might not receive the aid because there are no stimulus checks. With no stimulus check in place, Senator Josh Hawley will tell President Donald Trump to veto the bill, and both Bernie Sanders and Senator Josh Hawley will push to gather support from their fellow congressmen and congresswomen for that secular stimulus check to be passed. Or the second case might happen, which is not the favorable case, and that would be Sanders completely giving in and just accepting the bill that Nancy Pelosi supports, which has happened in the past. However, Senator Hawley and Sanders are still trying to gain support from Congress to pass that second stimulus check. They are right now assessing what would be the best time and best way to get this done and get this bill passed. Ultimately, it really depends on what happens this week and how things play out. So what they can do is they can go ahead and force a vote as a standalone bill, and then go ahead and attach that standalone bill to either the government spending bill or attach it to the stimulus package. So they both said that they would prefer to attach it to the stimulus deal by the end of this week. However, keep in mind, this does require Mitch McConnell's support. Sanders continues to say that he will do whatever is necessary to fight for stimulus checks for the American people who are struggling during this time. Sanders said that at the end of this week, Congress will need to approve the $1.4 trillion government funding bill in order to prevent a government shutdown. Sanders still continues to show disapproval, and he is not too happy with a lot of the things that Nancy Pelosi has done in the past. He states, "What kind of negotiation is this if we are going from a $3.4 trillion stimulus bill to a $188 billion stimulus bill in new money?" Outright, he says this is not a negotiation, but this is just merely a collapse. As we can all see, Senator Bernie Sanders has remained very, very vocal in Congress and against Nancy Pelosi's negotiation and the fact that she dismissed over a $1.9 trillion package so that Biden could become the president and President Donald Trump wouldn't look as good. He has shown tons of disappointment in Congress for missing out on the stimulus checks for the American people and even the retroactive pay. Now he's even going as far to threaten to block the government spending bill in order to force a vote on the stimulus check. However, what Sanders says and believes and he thinks he's willing to do is one thing, but what he's actually capable and able to do is another thing. Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia says that we must all be patient as no stimulus checks will happen before President-elect Joe Biden takes office. Manchin was also asked whether he had support from Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell, and he said that At this time, he does not. However, he does go on to state that both Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell are very positive about the bill, and they have talked about it. Mitch McConnell continues to state that something must get passed before they go on break, which is again December 18th. He claims that he will personally not leave until a deal is done. It is looking as time goes on that the $908 billion Romney deal is the one that will be passed. However, we will only figure out by the end of this week. In a call with Warren Buffett, he says that Congress needs to act very quickly because there are so many small businesses with people who have put their entire life savings into that business and it's about to go bankrupt. So he's really looking for some sort of stimulus deal to be passed before they leave for vacation. He feels that Congress is allowing for time to pass because people's situation might improve, but the better thing to do would be to pass the stimulus bill to ensure that people's lives actually do improve. Keep in mind that Pelosi is most likely going to only support a bill with both state and local government funding. She has been constantly negotiating for a $400 billion state and local government funding, but in the past, remember that when offered this, she actually didn't take it and just pass it up because she didn't want President Donald Trump to look good during the 2020 elections. But now the tables have turned and she wants state and local government funding because Joe Biden is the president-elect. However, with Biden becoming president, she still struggles to pass the $160 billion stimulus bill, which includes the state and local government funding. In political news, the Electoral College has voted to make Joe Biden the winner of the 2020 presidential election. Mitch McConnell has congratulated Biden and explicitly acknowledged Biden as the president-elect. The Electoral College results were 306 votes for Biden to 230 votes for President Trump. A key point of Biden's elected speech is that he highlighted that the integrity of our elections still holds. Biden said that now that the official vote is in, it is now time to turn the page and to unite the nation to heal. However, President Trump has not given up any of his efforts to claim mass voter fraud. White House advisor Stephen Miller said that the Electoral College vote was just a formality and that the actual date in the Constitution is January 20th, so they still have more time to correct the wrong and certify President Donald Trump as the winner of the 2020 election. However, nothing in the Constitution allows for an alternate group of electors, which Trump is calling for in order to have another shot and actually going through the Electoral College. So it is very unlikely that this will have any effect at all on the Electoral College's decision. Now the tensions are shifting towards the Georgia runoff election. This election will determine who takes control of the Senate, either the Republicans or the Democrats. Currently, 1.2 million voters have requested for mail-in ballots, of which 200,000 have already been signed and returned. Historically, these runoff elections have had a very, very low turnout. The high turnout is very representative that people know this is a really important election. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed the video and learned something new. I thank you all so much for your continued support. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to drop a like down below. It does help me out tremendously. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And make sure to turn on those post notifications so that way you're aware of when I do upload my next video. Comment down below, and until next time, peace.